Today's financial advice is sponsored by Endeavor Private Wealth. Chris McGee, managing partner at Endeavor Private Wealth, is joining us for our weekly segment on investing. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to.
Well, it's Halloween, and I was wondering, will this Halloween be bringing tricks or treats for investors?
Yeah, I think the biggest trick will be for the Federal Reserve to thread the needle, walk the tightrope, all while juggling a bunch of balls in the air as it battles inflation. Monetary policy is rather blunt, and the consequences of its actions take time to work through the economy and the markets. And there is no guarantee that we will achieve the intended results. The Fed has aggressively raised rates this past year, and in a few days we're likely to see another 75 basis point increase. And that's in addition to the efforts to reduce the liquidity through quantitative tightening. Everyone wants to see if they can accomplish all this without sending the economy into a tailspin and crushing employment and unpinning the financial markets.
Yeah, I can see how tricky that can be. So what are the possible treats for American households and investors?
Well, think of it as a Halloween goodie bag, and the assortment we use to inspect at the end of our Halloween rounds. We're delighted at the premium treats, right? The Mars bars, the Snickers, the Milky Ways, the Twix, the really good stuff. And then there were kind of the average treats, right? Maybe a generic chocolate bar or a bag of caramel candy, which we hope wasn't past its expiration date. And then, of course, there was the not-so-good treats, the caramel candy.
Right.
I mean, does anyone really like caramel corns? So, or they could have given fruit, or even worse, some people gave just pennies, you know.
Yeah, well, what kind of treats are we likely to receive from the Federal Reserve then?
Well, ideally, the Federal Reserve will orchestrate a soft landing, bringing inflation down to the range desired of 2% for their target, while mildly lowering the labor markets. And then the economy may experience a mild recession in short duration before ushering in a new cycle of economic growth. But there's also a concern that the Fed could overdo the rate hikes and push the economy into a deep recession with unemployment sharply increasing. And that would be the hard landing, and that would cause a lot of pain to everybody involved. We may know this, though, in a few days, as the Federal Reserve's Open Market Committee meeting is meeting this week. And there are signs that a Fed pivot or a slowing down in the degree of interest rate hikes may be near. But we need to hear and see that from Chairman Powell in order to believe it.
And thinking more about Halloween experiences, such as when you went to a haunted house, it was always the unexpected things that scared the heck out of you.
Yeah, you're right, Dane. The Federal Reserve isn't the only player that we should be concerned about. There are other actors and forces, some known and others unknown and unpredictable, that can influence the economy here and abroad. But we shouldn't be fearful or frightened of what could come out of the darkness, but we should stay vigilant. One of the best ways to do this is for investors to review their financial plan with a trusted financial advisor whose job it is to help them build, manage, and protect their wealth and prepare for life's transitions, either planned or unplanned.
Yeah, there's certainly nothing spooky about that activity. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a pleasure. We always appreciate your time. And to learn more about Endeavor Private Wealth, visit EndeavorPW.com.